I'm Mark Stewart Greenstein. Good morning. It is the Daily Fire for March 19th. I wanted to comment on the intersection of liberal and conservative and my hometown's high school, Farmington High. Students once again are in the news for the walkout against administration's dictates last week. I fall on both the liberal and the conservative side here. Hear me out. Students, you have every right to stand up for ideas. You who are willing to take consequences, a suspension perhaps, are heroic. Researching, advocating, persuading. These are things that a good, healthy democracy should do, and I actually like when it happens among 16 and 17 and 18-year-olds. Good for you for standing up. You're taking the consequences, though, of a reasonable decision by the administration not to do it on school time. And this is where I side with conservatism. Your administration has set guidelines. They're not repressive. Students have plenty of opportunity to voice their message in the lunchroom, after school, before school, on weekends. You have precious little time, and less because of all these snow days, to learn. Your teachers are paid to give instruction with 17 minutes out of the day for everybody. And really that turns into at least 25 minutes with the back and forth. You're cutting out precious time. Time that, I'd like you to not be selfish here, time that other people have paid for. Farmington has a $5 million, by my estimate, budget for the high school. Okay? Divide by 180 days, take out 25 minutes, and let's say you have 6 good hours of learning. When you have that kind of takeout, you're costing people nearly $5,000. Do you want to pay for that? Maybe you do, okay? Everyone in the school does that. It's $4 a piece. But probably not everyone in the school is on board. And that's the problem that at some schools, these walkouts were engendering. That it put pressure on kids who didn't agree, wanted to research things on their own time about school safety, and actually wanted to stay in the classroom. Now, I don't know if there was pressure here in Farmington. That would be a nuance that would be very antisocial. I want to respect the learning and ask you to respect that parents throughout your district are paying for you. You at age 15, 16, 17, 18 are actually the biggest beneficiaries of any town transfer, by far. You get, in terms of the education dollars spent, about the equivalent of what a retiree gets in Social Security payments. So please don't be selfish. The school invests in you. Appreciate that. Now, if you don't think their training on a normal day is good enough, that's a different issue. And I believe in education reform on your behalfs. But there are times and places and manners to do that. Take that up with Dr. Silva. Take it up with Superintendent Greeter. They're in your corner, okay? They have standards, but I know both of their policies pretty well, and they're very tolerant, liberal, open-minded to student success. For gosh sakes, later this week, your own school's political action club is putting on 6 governor candidates from all parties. They're inviting Democrat, Republican, unaffiliated, Libertarian. If the Green Party's had a candidate, they'd invite them too. That is a diversity of opinion. That's a time, a place, and a manner that can bring out all sorts of issues. Students who want to bring out those issues on their time, I fully endorse. Although I will say, bringing them out with a visual but not very substantive protest maybe doesn't do as much as a thoughtful, well-penned article that's published. Publish it in your own newspaper. Maybe you publish it in the Hartford Courant. They take lots of students under 25 with reasoned opinions on their very op-ed pages. You could pay for ad space in the Courant. I do. You can voice probably more effectively than standing outside and, well, we don't really know what your message was anyway, okay? School shootings are bad. We agree. How to fix them is something you can't determine in 17 minutes, not with the wildest gyrations outside of your school building. Can't be done well, shouldn't be attempted in that time, in that place, in that manner. You want to stand up for important stuff, I give you every right to do it, but be willing to take the consequences. And we'll see if the suspensions will hold up or not. Heroism, along the lines of Vietnam-era protests, conscientious objector status. We have a good tradition of that, and I love that you're upholding that in your way. Please think it through and follow through when you know you are right. Final comment. Liberalism and leftism. They have been squashed together. Protesting, not violently, is a great liberal attribute. Expanding speech, expanding diversity of opinions, I'm all for it. Leftists are not. And please recognize that leftists who hold great power, especially with college protests, are condemning free speech. They only let you speak out on topics that they approve of. They actually become the most repressive groups out there. They don't let a diversity of viewpoints air themselves. Please, your liberal instincts are good. Leftism is going to attempt to bring in liberal instincts into repressive manners. Don't buy into it. I'm Mark Stewart Greenstein. I look forward to seeing some of you later this week.